Hi guys. All right, it's still Saturday like it was in my last vlog, and I just got done shopping. There was a lady inside who was giving free, cheese and deli sliced turkey and cheese roll-ups, and I tried to avoid her a couple of times. Then I had to go back and get the Thomas's multi-grain muffins, which was right by her. And I look up and she's just staring me down, and I could just swear she was begging me to come over and have it. It's like, please, because everybody was turning her down. I ended up buying these sauces that I don't really want to buy. They're sugary sauces. They tasted good, but it's not something I would normally buy, and I did it anyway. And now I'm hungry, so on the way home. So I also bought some organic carrot chips, and I bought Honeycrisp apples. So I think I'm going to snack on either or on my way home. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I don't want to go hog wild when I get home, and I don't want to be all grumpy because my family's going to be home and I want to enjoy them. So anyway, I'll see you in a little bit. Hey everybody. Okay, it's Saturday night, and me and hubby and I are going out. Okay, and so we are going to the Mediterranean restaurant for dinner. And one thing that I like about that place is they list all of the nutritional information. So you know how many calories you're getting, fats, and all that stuff. And you can, make a better decision. So that's what I'm hoping I can do tonight, is make a better decision. Because yesterday I splurged a bit, and so tonight I just kind of want to bring it back a little bit. I want to have something that's good, but I don't want to be sitting up with heartburn in my bed tonight. So what happened that night at the Mediterranean restaurant? We did have, let's see, my hubby wanted to order a bunch of little sides, so we got the hummus and the pita. Of course, they give you like a million pitas, and I ended up having enough little triangles that equaled one pita. And then what else? He got they're called Play-Doh potatoes, but honestly they're just French fries, and we split those. And then what else? I got falafel because I love falafel. And so with all the sides, I figured all I ended up getting was a skewer of shrimp for my entree. And then I split that skewer of shrimp. There were 6 shrimp on it with my hubby. So we did end up getting the baklava, which was amazing, and we split it. But what happened was, I'd forgotten that baklava is made with a lot of typically walnuts, and this one is anyway. And I don't know if you remember, but not long ago I had a real big reaction to the walnuts, and so I had to pull off of the walnuts. And so what that did was, I have a condition, it's called IC, it's interstitial cystitis, and it's just a lifelong thing I deal with. But walnuts is one of the things that actually does set off a flare, which I found out later that night, and it lasted for about 3 days. So we both agreed, I think, even though it's the best in the world, probably not going to do the baklava again. That's how that ended up. Here's my lunch today on Sunday afternoon. I got 3 ounces of chicken, 1 cup of sweet potato, a cup of broccoli, and this is seasoned with garlic and no salt seasoning, but I'll probably add a little salt on top. And then I have 2 cups of spinach, a half a cup of strawberries, and then 1 tablespoon of this dressing, which is only 8 calories and 0 points, and a little black pepper. So that's my lunch. Having a bit of a snack. I'm just having 3 tablespoons of an egg white with 1 tablespoon of PB Fit in here, and just like a teaspoon of the sugar-free syrup in there. And that's just a little something that I'm going to use to hold me over for my dinner for tonight. I am having some shrimp. I've got 7 shrimp, and I lightly steamed them with a little parsley, and I've got some asparagus. I did use a little ghee on that, so I'm going to have to count that. And then also I have some roasted cauliflower, which I spiced up and I put in here. And I did brush a little ghee on top of that. So I'm going to have to count that in tonight, but it looks great and very beautiful colors. Is my lunch today, and I've got chicken breast, just over 3 ounces, and then I've got asparagus, mixed veggies, and then I have 3.5 ounces of sweet potato, and there's really not a lot of fat here, so it's not going to stick with me unless I add some in. So what I'm going to do is add just maybe a tablespoon or half a tablespoon of this organic peanut butter. I'm going to put it on my sweet potatoes, and that's going to be my lunch. I'm having some of this chicken soup. It's more like a broth with some veggies that my husband made. I've been looking forward to that because he always makes it so tasty. And then I found this meatloaf on Pinterest. It was a Points Plus Weight Watchers recipe, and so I thought I would try it. And I've got mashed cauliflower with a little bit of the Heinz gravy on there, and then some salad and just the Bragg's pomegranate vinaigrette on there. Morning, this is my breakfast this morning. I'm not having oatmeal, isn't that odd? Okay, I'm having 2 of these applesauce pancakes, and then I have 2 tablespoons of PB Fit in here in the middle. I've got 1 egg, 3 tablespoons of egg white, and 1 cup of mixed berries. And I've got 2 tablespoons I'm going to use of the sugar-free syrup. And all of this comes out to about 326 calories. And I will figure out the points as well. Everybody, we are on our way to the gym, and I am doing something different. So I am bringing my cardio way down lately here for the last few days. I'm going to do interval running, so I'm going to be concentrating on some HIIT training, but just for about a mile, and then it's nothing but strength training. So, and I didn't run this morning, now yesterday I did not mean to do like a 20,000 step day, but I was just so busy that I ended up getting like 21 or 22,000, but I didn't do that by running, and I didn't do that by staying on the treadmill for a long time. It was just like mostly just living. I'm shooting for a 15.5 today, but if I don't get it, it's okay, because you're not going to run up a bunch of step points if you're strength training and you're just lifting weights, but that doesn't mean that it's not helping a ton to lose the weight and to build muscle. So that's what my goal is today, so I'm really not going to worry about that. And I know there were a lot of people who were concerned about me coming down in my calories, because this is like is this the 3rd day that I've done 1,200?
Third, yeah.
It's the 3rd day that I've taken it down to 1,200 calories. But I've really been getting enough for me. Honestly, I'm really surprised. I'm doing just great. And I think since I brought my cardio down, I'm not like famished. You know what I mean? So I'm being really careful. Don't worry. But I have to say, I'm not getting on the scale. Okay, I lost my train of thought right there. But I'll talk to you about it in just a minute. I have some stir-fry veggies, about 7 shrimp, and I actually steamed them in here with unsalted vegetable stock, some liquid aminos, and Chinese 5-spice. And I also have 2 little dinky sweet potatoes here, about a half a cup. No, probably get about a cup out of that. And then I've got some butter buds on there, and those just really make it taste decadent. So this is my dinner tonight. Everybody, okay, I just wanted to wrap things up. So you can see from my meals, this is day number 4, and this is what my 1,200 calorie days look like. And it's enough food. It's really good food. I'm getting plenty of energy for my needs. I don't have any problem with that. And also, I've peeled back my long endurance cardio for shorter HIIT workouts and adding in lots of strength training, which I had strength training before, but I'm concentrating a little bit more on different consistent workouts. So anyway, I'm really trying to change the body composition more than the weight. Right now, I'm not so concerned about the weight, because at this point, where I have 10 more pounds to lose or so, I may not lose the 10 pounds, but I may totally change my body composition. So that's fine. And I know it's working. I'm feeling some body signals that I used to feel when I was actively really losing pounds. And so I know things are changing. And, this morning, now my bras have got to be a little bit loose. And some of my jackets that I'm wearing are very loose around the midsection. So even though I did not go on the scale, I haven't been on this week, and I probably won't next week. I decided to check my measurements. Okay, so, and I checked them against the measurements that I took about over a month ago. And what I found out was that around my bust area, I've lost 3/4 of an inch. Around my waist area, I'm down 1.5 inches, which totally makes sense because it totally feels that way. My hip area, I have lost 1/2 inch, and I lost a full inch off of my butt area all the way around. And so that's good. And I think that, I'm trying to build up my glutes, but honestly, I have room to spare in doing that. So that's okay. So things are changing. I'm going to keep on going the way that I'm going. One of the reasons why I have decided to really count calories instead of just freestyle is that with freestyle, now I've tried to pinpoint and double tracking, and so that I can say, okay, this amount of calories is going to equal this amount of points, but it's not a trade for trade. If any of you have double tracked to try to do that, you'll find out that it's not equal. It doesn't come out equal every time, because as the foods change, it does change the points, and so one day I found out that I had 1,225 calories, and then ended up that translated into having 9 points left over by the end of the day out of my 23. The next day I had 1,150 calories, and that ended up, because of the difference in food, translated into 23 points and 0 left over. So it was kind of like all over the points with my freestyle points, but I really felt a lot of confidence in the fact that I knew how many calories I was taking, and I needed to dial that in. So it's very easily that if 1,200 is where I need to be in order for my body to lose the weight, I'm only 5'3", and yet I have maybe a cup of beans, which is just over 200 calories, and then maybe a little bit more chicken, up to, like, maybe if I have something that's free but it's 100, I could easily have like 300 more points, which will put me at 1,500, which 1,500, after all, I found out, is probably more of a maintaining level for me, and I don't lose anything. It's a healthy maintenance level for me, but I want to lose at this point. And so it's too easy for me, if I do the freestyle that way, to rack up the extra calories and then get frustrated because I'm not seeing a drop. So I know where I need to be, and if I count the calories, it's much easier for me to keep within those limits and not go over and get frustrated because I'm not losing the weight. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, you may or may not see the smart point value up on this video. I may or may not get around to doing that, but I do want to double track, because I want you to see, if you are using Weight Watchers and you're doing freestyle, I do want you to know that, you just know that these are my 1,200 calorie days, but what does that translate into the points, and how does that end up, and I don't know if that'll even help, because honestly, like I said, it's kind of like all over the place. For me, the freestyle is just more of a maintenance for me. So right now, and I'm kind of bummed out because I have to use my iTrack Bites to track, because I can't do it on my Weight Watchers app. So that's why I'm using both too. I love both apps. I love MyFitnessPal, but I'm so used to iTrack Bites, and I know it so well that it's just easier for me to use that to count my calories. But anyway, I just wanted to update you on where I'm at. Everything's going great, and I'll let you know if there's any changes. Let me know if you have any questions, though. All right, I love you guys. Bye.